Innovation is the combination of great technologies and great ideas with sustainably profitable business models. All the leaders I work with are looking for good ideas. They're always asking, what is the process for identifying a good idea? And I often tell them, you can't identify a good idea. The best way to get a good idea is to have loads of ideas, and then create a context in which you test those ideas and see which ones are going to work and which ones are not, and then double down investment on those ideas that are showing promise. I think that the innovation moment is when you take an idea you're working on and ask yourself a couple of questions. Number one, what has to be true for this idea to succeed? And then the second question is, well, what evidence do we have that those things are actually true? And if we don't have evidence that those things are actually true, we then need to build a process for testing our ideas and finding the evidence, finding the right business model with which to deliver our ideas. For a long time, people have been telling large organizations that they need to act like startups. Now, what I like to use as a metaphor is something Paul Graham said about startups, which is startups are like a mosquito. They're small enough to be nimble, but they're small enough to be crushed. The startup failure rate hasn't changed, right? Startups fail at a very high rate. What a large company needs to be is actually a portfolio of startups. Because if you look inside a single startup, you'll see people that are engaged in testing their ideas, that the culture is fun, they're working really hard, and they're committed. What you want to do is to build multiple teams that have that culture. And then you allow some teams to fail and some teams to succeed. 2 weeks ago at a conference, I heard somebody say, 5 years from now. And then they stopped themselves and they went, wow, 5 years is a really short time nowadays. And what that means is that the future comes at you fast in contemporary business. And so while large companies used to be able to rest on their success, these days they can't do that. So there's no option not to innovate anymore. In fact, I would say that being an ambidextrous leader, one that runs the core business and also explores the future, is actually management 101 now. That's like the basics. Like if you can't do that, you're not going to be able to survive.